is right here. We gon' give them what they came for. We gon' take it up from last year. Shoot 'em a shot, boy, I'm long range. Me and the team on the same thing. Stayed down, never switched up. Only thing changed was the game. I'm in the zone now. Nothing can change what we on now. When I pull up, know it's going down. Foot on the gas, ain't no slowing down.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Clydesdale Media Roundtable. We are back for another lunch with the Clydesdale crew on our Tuesday afternoon. Right now, it's just my man Charlie and I. Kat will be joining us very soon. Amy had a schedule change, so we've got to figure that out. So, with that, I got to ask you, Panther fan, you're already giving up on Bryce Young, huh?
Listen, I gave up on him before as soon as they picked him, because he's smaller than Corey and I together. So there's no way that was going to work out. But
so Andy Dalton's the answer, huh?
Well, Big Red, let's go.
Right?
Probably
the red rifle.
But
is that what they call him in Cincy?
He got Cincy to middle of the division ish.
I think since they made the playoffs a couple of years with him.
Yeah, that's about it.
There you go. Didn't really have that big game, but the Panthers don't have to worry about big games because they're not going to be in any. So they don't need that big game play.
You know, your guy's not really tearing up the place.
Hey. 2 games in and under constant duress, he's fighting.
He's gonna be fighting in a hospital bed in a minute if they don't block somebody.
Kurt Warner said, and I'm putting all my salt in what Kurt Warner said, and he said he's improving, but he's got to figure out some answers for the blitz, or he's gonna die.
Yep. Can't do what you used to do. USC, you're not the most athletic on the field anymore.
But when your center's getting knocked over into your legs every single play,
it may be problematic.
Corey says Saints are 2-0. Just saying, they beat the brakes off Dallas. The Saints look really freaking good this year.
They'll come back to earth. Dallas is
Jay Birch has a question already. We're what, 60 seconds in? Charlie, are we paying the man right now? 5 rounds, 16 calorie, any machine, and then 10 to 12 dumbbell bench press into 4 rounds.
I like this.
16 cal, any machine, 8 to 10 dumbbell incline bench. Dude, that's got you written all over it.
I like that. I may have to start paying the man here. My arm feels better now. Got to work out in this morning. And
so can you get full extension on the bench?
I mean, as much as I've gotten in my whole life, yes.
There you go.
T-Rex arms are built for the bench. Anybody doing the 1,000-pound rogue thing?
Is that back again? I thought they already did it.
I believe it's back. It came across my social media.
I know I could do that. It's just
pay for a t-shirt, basically what you're doing.
Yeah. It's still pretty cool to say you could. But what would I pay for the shirt in my back pain to get the squat number I need and the deadlift number I need?
Is the $30 worth the Theragun and massage treatments?
Correct. And the chiropractor and the back doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Bam.
Speaking of paying the man.
So we're live, just so you know.
Yeah, I figured. Sorry I'm late.
We went ahead and started. We just talked football because it was dude talk time, but since you weren't here.
Are you guys on fantasy football leagues?
I am.
Of course.
Yeah. You doing all right?
I had a bye week. 2-0? Bye week the first week. Talk about the most anticlimactic fantasy. And then
you didn't lose.
But I didn't lose. I killed yesterday. So this week.
Good. Do you have anyone exciting?
Yeah, I had Marvin Harrison Jr. So thank God I had a bye week 1. But
what school did you go to?
Yesterday. And I had James Cook from the Bills. Those two pretty much won me the week.
Awesome.
Imaginary football teams. That's right.
You did miss that Charlie worked out this morning.
Oh, good, Charlie. I worked out yesterday morning. We're good.
There you go.
1 for 2 this
sounds
week.
Like you're waiting.
I don't work out on Tuesdays.
Tuesdays is rest day.
Yeah.
So Wednesday.
Yeah, I worked out yesterday.
Are you doing the IBEX? What are you doing?
So because I'm still down to 1 car, but I think my daughter's car will be inspected this week, and then we'll have our car back. I'll be back doing full Polaris workouts soon. But if it fits in my garage, I do what they have on. But we're not doing IBEX anymore.
Oh, they ended up changing it.
They did.
And IBEX is on .com this week.
Yeah.
So if anyone's following .com, they're doing what I'm doing.
Cat's reading my notes.
Sorry.
Christy and Patrick are programming.com this week. So CrossFit.com will be what I used to do at Polaris and what Kat does now. Yep. And it's fun. It's good stuff. If you are looking for something fun, check out .com this week. Lots of it
doing well with the programming with that. They're continuing to do it.
Yeah. They have an app and everything. Like they're going all in on it.
Well, that's good advertising for them, or good spotlight for them to get .com for the week and show off what it is. I find it was the most fun style workouts that I had done since when I first started CrossFit back in like 2011. And it was just walk in and the coach would just start scribbling on the board and you'd wait to see what was coming.
Do they do the strength WOD format, or is it?
So it's pretty. It's not always strength. It might be like a bodybuilding session. It might be bench. It might be like we're in squat cycle right now. So when they sold, we were in the middle of the squat. We're keeping that going. So every Monday it starts with a squat, and then you go into a Metcon. And then there's always an accessory piece after. And that's optional. That's like extra time.
Yeah. The .com stuff is just the primary workout though. They're not doing the strength and the whatever. So it's just the Metcon on .com.
So the real question is, how long is their free trial?
Right.
Well, this week is free on .com.
It's free. Yeah. Try it. Check it out. Write it down. I can always share it with you too, Charlie, if you want. I can make you a member at my gym. And you can see my Wodify if you want.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
I mean, why not, right?
You said the magic word.
Free.
All in for a day.
Early's all in for free.
I mean, shit, I could start making money. I could just start charging people like $5 to be Wodify members of my gym. And they'll get somebody else's programming for $5 a month.
You're just kidding. That's not what
not
you're gonna
actually.
do.
Jim needs to make some money.
But I highly recommend going out to .com and checking it out this week because it is really a really fun programming. I guess it's a lot like I'm betting it's a lot like Luckett's because his is a lot of like interval. He calls it EMOM for a reason.
Mm-hmm. Listen, I still get that endurance thing, and I look at it, and I'm like, "This is who's doing this?" Corey,
so reading it makes you have better endurance.
Tired. It makes me tired. I'm like level and options. It gives you options, levels. All of them are like, this is. Where's the out of shape version of this?
Yeah. Yeah, I've looked at EMOM. It's a little more extreme than IBEX.
Mm.
I know.
Shoot me your email, Charlie. Oh, I probably have your email, but send me your email and I'll hook you up. I'll make you a member, honorary.
I did every time we went in Polaris, those workouts were fun though.
Yeah. The one thing I do with their workouts though is I take the Thursday workout and I make it the Tuesday workout, and I take the Tuesday workout and I make it the Thursday workout.
Oh no. I
only flip flop those 2 days, and it's just because of the way my members come to the gym and what they do. And I don't do it every single week, but most weeks I do flip flop the Tuesday and the Thursday.
The Thursdays usually you would think it was not my favorite, but it really turned out to be my favorite.
Yeah, like we're doing Thursday's workout today.
Because it's usually a long 30-minute-ish grinder. And it turned out where I really enjoyed whatever they would write for those. They're very creative.
Yeah. And I found that if we left it on Thursday and Sunday and Saturdays are usually a long grinder too, it became like too much for everybody. And most everyone doesn't come in on Thursdays. And so they weren't getting that long grinder during the week. So that's why I made it a Tuesday workout, so that we do like traditional CrossFit Monday, Wednesday, Friday, grinders Tuesdays, Saturdays. It seems to like separate them a little bit more than a Thursday, Saturday, if that makes sense.
Yeah. We never compared Saturdays because we never talked, but like Saturdays at the gym were usually team workouts because there's so many people we just couldn't.
And a lot of accessory stuff. And for me, for my gym, I would just cut out the accessory stuff, and I would usually modify the Saturdays to make them longer or double the reps and make them a partner workout or something like that too. So, and Saturdays are my bring a friend day, so I try not to make them too technical.
Gotcha. Awesome.
So who is Polaris using now? Or
they're in-house.
They make it up?
Yeah. So Alex, he was a semifinal athlete 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
He is doing the programming now. But he was interning, like he's been with Christy and Patrick for a couple years. He's been helping with the IBEX. So they moved to him. I'm assuming it's going to be very similar to what's been going on. I mean, we're still like only 2 weeks into the change. So
it's like a coach's tree. You worked under the guy.
Yep.
He's under the McVeigh tree now. He's Mike McDonald.
Yeah. So he's under the Aramo O'Connell tree.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see what his programming turns out to be like.
Very nice.
So yeah. If you guys didn't see it, yesterday we dropped episode number 2 of the behind the scenes of the Masters CrossFit Games. Nice.
Through.
What's that?
I'm halfway through.
So nice little 20-minute episode. These ones are going to be shorter as we get event specific. But yeah, it kind of came and went really fast. I watched it live in the chat with everybody, and yeah, it went really fast, but really good. Some good stuff from the athletes. And again, next week we'll drop episode 3 every Monday. We'll keep dropping those. I'm getting great feedback. Just hoping people share and get out there, because this is a new group of athletes that have never really been highlighted before. And I want to make sure that we highlight the Masters athletes. They deserve it. They work hard. And they were so willing to like be on camera.
So you guys for a second.
So that happened yesterday. This weekend we have a bunch of stuff going on. We have Wodapalooza So Cal in the Tier Cup happening this weekend as well as the Adaptive CrossFit Games. I know for a fact that the Adaptive CrossFit Games are being streamed. I heard that Wodapalooza So Cal is being streamed, but I cannot find the information anywhere.
That's going to be fun to watch.
Has anybody seen it to know for a fact?
I haven't seen anything.
I'm out on YouTube. I'm going to look. Loud and Live has a channel, right?
Bob who?
Loud and Live. They used to, at least.
Yeah. When I type that fully out, I only get no luck with that search. I don't know. This is making for great radio. So Loud and Live does have a channel. I found it.
Did we talk about Wodapalooza moving to Miami Beach?
We did not.
Okay, maybe we could talk about that while you're looking.
Go ahead.
That's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Like crazy.
So when you say crazy, what do you mean by that?
First of all, is it even possible for Wodapalooza to be any crazier than it already is? A.
And now they're moving to South Beach.
Now they're moving to South Beach. Yeah, God bless them for trying to make that happen.
The people watching alone.
I mean, I just want to go. Yeah, I just want to go and watch and soak it all in. The people trying to put that together, lots of respect. Because I can't imagine the logistical nightmare, and the people that are trying to afford to stay close to the venue, also God bless. But other than that, like if I had an unlimited amount of funds, I would be there front row watching and loving, I'm sure.
Here are my
That's all I got to
thoughts.
say about that.
Bayfront could not get any bigger. They made the stands bigger the last year you and I went, and they seemed a little bit dangerous. Last year they went even bigger. I can't imagine what that was like. So they had to move. Like they were at capacity. They've been at capacity for years. So I get the move. But now you move into even a more expensive area. Wodapalooza was already probably the most expensive trip if you wanted to make it during the CrossFit Games season. And now you're putting it in touristy South Beach, which is going to be even crazier.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine what the cost of a hotel room is going to be like for 5 nights.
Oh, it's going to be. I mean, it's already bad. South Beach, non-event.
I mean, Bayfront was thousands. Now you're going to go to South Beach. That's got to be. But they're doing something right because they're at capacity. Like people are coming and hanging out and paying and.
Yeah. And like, I hate, we were some of the louder proponents of them, saying it's not big enough. They need, it needs to be bigger. It needs to expand. And then now they're moving, and here we are shitting on them for moving. But it's like, I get it. They definitely need to find, I hope it works out for them, because I think it could be a super, super fun experience for everybody. Because I always thought when I first went there a couple years ago, I thought it was in Miami Beach. I didn't realize that it was nowhere near the beach. I was kind of bummed, I was like, shit, I didn't even stick my foot in the ocean. So the fact that it's going to be there is super exciting. I just hope that the people that want to go can go and afford it and have it be logistically okay for them. You know, sponsors won't care. Sponsors will put up a shit ton of money for their athletes to stay wherever they need to. I think that's great. But from the community aspect of it, there's a lot of people that, you know, are going to have to get there too.
So Bruce was in the chat on Sunday night when we brought this up.
Mm-hmm.
Bruce is from Miami. As a local, he's like, ooh, it moved to the touristy part of town.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. Like for him as a local, he loved it where it was at. And how many of the people there were locals just hanging out for the weekend? Are we losing a big chunk of people by moving it up to the touristy part? I don't even know.
Yeah.
I don't know that area well enough to like make these
Yeah.
definitive statements, but and I'm sure
Right. And
Dylan and crew.
yeah,
are thinking
presumably
about
Loud and Live has done their due diligence and, you know, has figured out all of those logistics. And I'm sure they're going to, you know, hopefully they get big blocks of rooms for, you know, people that they need there. And all that should be fun. I would like to go. I would love to go this year.
Yeah, I'm so glad we didn't last year because half of it was in the rain or rained out, or that's the other crazy thing is you spend all this money and then half of it's rained out. You're like, shit, what'd I come to watch?
Mm-hmm.
But you know that last year we went, Kat, like if you got into the stadium and you had to pee, you lost your seat.
Yeah, well, you couldn't pee. You had to hold it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember, I was sitting next to that athlete's mom, and like she's like, "Save my seat." I'm like, "Okay," and she left, and she never came. She never got back in. I felt terrible.
Yeah. So yeah. But good luck to them. Hopefully it's a much bigger facility. They can really do some cool stuff. I'm anxious to see what comes of it all.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll definitely get a bigger crowd, just of people who were just there. Like, what is this?
Yeah. Just partying down South Beach. Ooh, what are these shirtless people doing in here?
Yeah.
Definitely be good for the sport.
A lot of people want, I could do that. Yeah, okay.
Well, go to the community area and try it out.
Try it out.
Right.
I cannot find plenty placeholders on Loud and Live for this weekend's Tier Cup. But that doesn't mean it's not going to be there. I thought I heard somewhere Dylan say that it was going to be televised or streamed.
Are any of our friends going to be there?
My friend Amanda is going to be competing.
Oh, really?
That we had dinner with.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
in the community division.
Is Thick Boy going to be out there?
Who's that?
Thick Boy going to be out there?
I don't think so. He didn't. Pedro said he was hosting a pregame show.
Martinez.
Okay. No, that's Peter White from Coffee Pods and Wads. So maybe they are. Thick Boy doesn't do the bigger ones like that. He did Wodapalooza, and because of the rain, a lot of people lost a lot of money. So I know Wad Zombie's going to be there. Anything in Southern California, Wad Zombie goes to. So he'll be at the Tier Cup for sure. I think they missed out on like a fantasy opportunity, and maybe it's just because of the way CrossFit is designed. But when you have these teams and each event features a different athlete or a different group of athletes or whatever it is, if you explained like the weightlifting spotlight is one athlete from each, one male, one female from each side, I think it would have been fun to pick who they would have put in those positions as a like fantasy game. because one of the events is like Wodapalooza style team. One of them is game style team. One of them is all hands on deck. One is captains only. One is, then they have these things called spotlights. And I'm guessing you put one athlete in on those. There's a gymnastics spotlight. There's a monostructural spotlight. There's a weightlifting spotlight. I think it'd be fun to see, to try to like be the coach and figure out who you would insert in all those different things. But it's not explained enough, and the workouts aren't explained enough for you to be able to do that. And is it because CrossFit wants to be unknown and unknowable that we can't like play along with that? Does that make sense? What I'm saying?
Yeah. That would be cool.
Yeah.
You guys, I love you guys. Oh, if you only knew.
I would tell myself I'm never going to Waz again, and ended up going like 5 times. I will never go again, though. That's what I keep saying too.
Yeah, I said I would never judge there, and I actually never did, because I just thought it would be way too chaotic. I can't deal with the chaos.
An acai bowl never tastes better than it does at Wodapalooza, though.
Yeah, that's true. I think we had one of those once a day.
Because you just need something.
It's just cool. It's and when the sun's shining and it's warm, it's just like perfect.
You know what, though? My first acai bowl was in Carson in 2016. And they also had these like frozen drink huts where you could get like a mango margarita and like blended and, frozen. So good. I had one of those a day, every day too, with an acai bowl. They didn't have fun drinks at the games this year. They haven't since then. I feel like they've all just been, it's like beer and whiskey and bourbon and blah.
They didn't have much fun at the games this year. It was a pretty downer year.
This is true. But those little frozen drinks would have made things a little bit better. Just saying.
They did have acai bowls, and Kat did.
They did. I had one every day. Oh,
and
that's right.
I appreciated it so much.
Oh, a little pick me up.
I think it's going to be interesting to see what SoCal does, because it's in Newport Beach. It's like South Beach. So I'm anxious to see if the setup will be similar to what we see in Miami, because they are saying now it's going to be out on the beach more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be a challenge, but super fun.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anything else going on? Don't forget the adaptives. The adaptives are going. It's their CrossFit Games this weekend. It is being live streamed for sure.
Is it in Canada?
It's in San Antonio.
Okay.
Texas.
Close.
Kind of the opposite of Texas.
I know that one of the guys from Wheel Wad is Canadian. I thought so. I just made that assumption.
That was a huge leap.
I know. Sorry.
Be cool though.
The thing is, if you're not going to these events and you're just watching them on YouTube, it doesn't really matter where they are. So I didn't need to have any kind of awareness of where it would be. Stupid.
So yeah, make sure you support the adaptive group and go out and check out some of their workouts. They look fun. They've done a really good job on Instagram of showing all the different divisions. So the reel starts with like this division, then it morphs into this division, and it shows the changes in the workout based on that change. So, and then we have the Legends qualifiers are going on right now. I would like to say I hate online qualifiers, and I will not be taking questions at this time.
Isn't Canada? I like his next comment.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
Canada is not in Texas.
Oh, look. Here comes the comments.
No, well, that's my bank shirt, and I didn't want to wear it on this podcast because I don't need people knowing where I work. So I took it off.
Because your shirt says
it's like a bank branded logo on it.
So Corey, what this was the big goal. Like he says I won't be taking questions, but that means I got to ask questions. So the big goal for Corey was he wanted to make Legends this year and compete at Legends. Last year he competed at MFC. This year he wanted to take, and then MFC is going to hate me. He wanted to take a step up and try to make Legends.
That's Corey's words, not yours.
If you look at the leader, it's my words. If you look at the leaderboards, Legends is a much stiffer competition than MFC is now. They get much bigger names than MFC. And so what is the problem with the workouts, Corey? Is it the actual recording and trying to get it all documented, or are they just hard, or where's the hatred coming from?
You won't make Legends.
Oh.
I will make Legends. I don't like the idea that we have 2 full weeks to do 4 stupid workouts.
So then you can procrastinate.
What I heard was
and stew on them a little bit, which sometimes isn't the greatest.
True. I don't know why they started them so soon after the Masters games.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
Like, why not wait a week and then just give a week to do the 4?
I mean, are they allowing anyone that was at the CrossFit Games to just come to Legends and not qualify?
It's only, I think, top 5.
So all those other poor people that killed themselves at the games to try to get top 5 that didn't make top 5 now have to do these workouts. Maybe that's why they gave them 2 full weeks to do them.
Yeah,
maybe. But why not just wait a week, give everybody an extra week of rest, and start them a week later?
Yeah, agreed. I'm with Corey though on the too much time to think about them. I hate having to think about workouts. My most sleepless nights used to be Thursday nights after a open announcement into Friday morning, Friday afternoon, Friday night. Like, good Lord. My least favorite 24 hours.
You gotta let these old people recover.
Right.
We need 2 weeks.
They did drug test at the games, just so you know, Nick. Top 5 got drug tested at the games.
Yeah.
Jamie said she doesn't have to qualify. She finished 4th. I heard top 5. He said Brandon Fontenot is doing him. I don't know where Brandon finished. That was the hardest thing about doing behind the scenes. I don't really know where anybody finished because I was never out like on the floor watching. I mean, I was, but it was like quick stints here and there. To know like the story of how the weekend went for people, I have no idea what happened.
So maybe that's why I asked Colton Mertens on Saturday night
yeah,
how he was going to do the next day. See, it's legit. You don't always pay attention to the leaderboard.
See, I got it. That makes sense.
Do you know that
we weren't doing behind the scenes though.
Do you know that he likes my Instagram posts?
He does.
I think that is so cute.
Because you're memorable.
No, I'm not. And for him to do that I just think is adorable.
Well, Jay Birch, man, what a busy month you have coming. I will be judging a Mayhem sponsored event in Amarillo next month, and I will be performing in a production of the play Clue.
Oh. I would like to know
what character
you are playing.
Will you be in the kitchen with the noose?
Candlestick?
And are you allowed to be that jacked to be
right
in Clue? Because you just look like the guy who did it.
Speaking of judging, did you guys watch Hiller's NorCal Classic recap?
Not yet. It's on my list.
At the very end of the video, there are 2 surprises. One is one of the organizers of the event came on and said, we are trying to upgrade our judging for next season. We are looking for 25 devoted judges to work with us over the next year, and they will be paid $300 to judge that weekend.
That's cool.
So you got to work all year for $300?
I don't know. I thought that was really cool. It's a pretty cool surprise. It's
better than nothing.
Just get paid to go do this stuff, and I thought that was pretty cool that they're doing that. And I think it's just working on the standards as they're putting together the events. If you didn't follow it, they actually eliminated the scores of one of the events because of judging inconsistency, and it was a floater wad. And basically, if you did it, you got 50 points. If you didn't do it, you got 0, because they had to eliminate the actual scoring of it because the judging was so inconsistent over the weekend. So then they made this announcement at the end of Hiller's video. And then the other surprise at the end is, if you were not following it, Andrew went up and tried to have a conversation with Danny Spiegel. It did not go super well. And then at the end of the video, I guess there was a kid there selling water, bubbly water, whatever that's called. And Danny asked how much it was, and it was like $3. And she said, that's too much, and walked away. So Andrew bought her a water and had the kid take it over to her as a gift. And that's what you see at the end in her reaction to that. That's the very end. And I sent a message to Hiller, and he said, I was going for that Marvel surprise ending.
Right.
Like the post-credit scene.
After the credits.
Yeah, it was cool. Pretty funny.
She shook his hand, at least.
This scene, Andrew's not even in it because he bought it from like a distance, and all it is the kid running it to her. But
I thought she shakes somebody's hand and says, "Thank you, Andrew, for the olive branch," or something like that.
I think that's the kid.
Oh, okay. She's talking to the kid on him.
Yeah.
Interesting.
An update from Jay Birch. He's playing Wadsworth the butler, and he's using an English accent.
Oh.
When you do that, does the Texas accent go all the way out, Jay Birch? Or is it an English accent with a Texas twang?
Texlish. Interesting.
So
I'm gonna have to get a cut.
Did I tell you guys my dad has a girlfriend that lives in England?
No.
I haven't told you about this. Yeah, she's coming. She's coming to the U.S. in the end of the month, so I get to meet her.
Is this mail order or?
He's been to England twice now to see her. My dad is 77. Would you like to know how old his girlfriend is?
42.
38.
49. 2 years younger than me.
Ooh.
Corey hopes to God it's an English accent with his Texas twang. So how you feel about that?
I mean, I want my dad to be happy.
My guy.
That's all I have to say about that. I think he's going to move to England. He's talking about getting married and moving to England.
Okay, now.
So.
Background check.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, whatever makes him happy. I hope he's, making good choices.
There you go.
What can I do?
I think that's pretty much it. I'm avoiding the PFAA this week because we got a lot of comments on my comments on the PFAA last week.
Yeah. Well, it's been a relatively quiet week. with regard to news on that front. So
We did get some comments on your shouldn't be the medical staff
oh, we did.
in charge of safety. A lot of people agreeing with you.
Yeah.
Like there were like nurses and EMTs saying that I have no clue what to do with water safety.
Right.
And-
Somebody said like it should be under security, and again, yeah, maybe it fits better under security, but it could be its own thing. I think it's important enough that it's probably could be its own thing.
It should be its own thing.
Handful of people, and it doesn't have to be hands-on safety. It could just be like the mind meld of safety, like who's coming up with the plan and doing the thing, and taking into consideration all that.
Yeah.
In coordination with medical folks and in coordination with rescue folks and, in coordination with all those people. But
if the mind meld of safety says, hey, we need 3 medical personnel on board and we need security to cover this and this entryway,
Right.
That's when they get involved.
Correct. I would agree.
But yeah, you got a handful of comments about that. And then I got blasted for lying about the PFAA.
Well, did you see the thing that I sent you, the link of the guy, that random dude's YouTube post about how dangerous CrossFit is?
I never watched it because you said it was like just sensationalism. So
It really was. I mean, they basically were like, CrossFit are not taking any responsibility for, what happened. And I was like, that is not true at all. It was really bad. And they took basically every meme that you've ever seen on the internet that shows how CrossFit is dangerous, with people like dropping bars on their heads and falling off of pull-up bars and everything else. And that was basically the montage of what they used. It was such crap.
Lex wants to know, will there be a 90-day fiance?
I mean, if we're lucky, it'll last that long.
They get to 90 days.
Right? I'm afraid I'm going to show up to dinner on next Sunday when she's here, and it's going to be surprise. It's our wedding.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think you should write a book.
Good.
Jay Birch has just DM'd me his accent.
Oh, cool. Let's hear it.
So, maybe the accent is quite Texican, I don't know, but I'm going to try to only speak with an proper English accent. Thank you very much. So, yes.
Not bad. That's acceptable.
Yeah, I think there's just a tinge of twang, but hell, if I lived in Texas, I'd go see it.
Yeah, it's a little off Broadway, but not that far off.
It's as off Broadway as Canada is in Texas.
It's Canada is Broadway in Texas too.
Yeah. We love the audience participation part of this show.
Good times, guys.
Absolutely.
Hey, guess what? Guess what came back last week? Remember I had that thing on my finger that like blew up like a balloon?
Your wedding ring, and I was gonna be like, wait.
I was to say the same thing. I was like, what?
No, guys, remember when I had that huge lump on my hand and it got really painful and I was on steroids for like 3 months? Well, it's back. Now I have to go to a rheumatologist to figure it out because they think it's systemic or something. I'm dying. Basically. Good times.
My heart's still beating from thinking it was a wedding ring.
How great of an end of the show would that have been? We're like, and that's it.
No jewelry.
Done.
I was like, after all that, it's back on.
I don't
I
know.
thought the same thing.
Oh, you guys.
Uh,
Yes, I'm on steroids. Prednisone. Here's a fun fact. So I called the doctor on Friday to say that I needed some prednisone because it's coming back, and that's how we got rid of it the last time. That along with a cortisone shot. And Dash, my dog, my dead dog, has prednisone at the house, 20 milligrams, like a whole bottle that I bought just last week that we only gave him like 1 or 2 doses. So I drove to my house in Hockessin and I got the steroids from the vet and I used those for a couple days until I can get the other one filled, because I didn't get the other one. I still haven't picked up the other prescription, but they only called me yesterday to tell me that they were going to give it to me. So yes, I'm on
Boy, your
dog
hair looks so good.
prednisone.
But there's a shiny
I've
coat
always
to your
heard
hair.
the good steroids are the ones they usually give horses.
Right. Well, I don't have a pet horse that died.
We're
so
easing into that.
the best
we
I
go
can
dog
do.
first, and then we go to horse.
Yeah. So I think it's safe. I mean, it's prednisone. It's the same medicine. It's just, I don't think it's formulated any differently.
What's the worst?
Oh gosh, Kat.
I mean, so I'm on day 3 of that. We'll see what happens.
Next week when she has a lump coming out of her temple.
Right.
She starts sniffing people's butts.
Feel
Like,
good.
whoa, whoa.
She comes in with a cone around her head.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
See, aren't you glad I share my medical issues with you all?
Definitely glad. Better is that
But-
than the other thing.
Corey, I know a guy who will buy your dog steroids.
Because they don't test for that at Legends.
No.
All right.
You can just say you kissed
I
your
think
dog in
that's
the
a
mouth.
perfect ending to the show. Hope everyone doesn't have a rough week. But
Oh.
Woof.
we will see everybody next time on the Clydesdale Media Roundtable. Bye, guys.